Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Miss Shy Games playing 7 Days to Die today. Um, just kind of doing a little bit less with today's episode. I'll be going around and harvesting my garden for once. That really needs to be done. And then I'll probably head off and do some wasteland trader quests um, since I'm still trying to level up my wasteland trader guy. And uh, well, there we go. Not crouching anymore. What else? We were selling off a heap of our items last week because I have so much stuff and, quite frankly, not really enough use for it. So I know this is a bit excessive, but that's not really what I got. I think it was like close to 32,000 or something is what I got for a lot of my sales. Um, since I'm just going outside, I'll take my drone. Uh, oh, good morning, Grim. Thank you. Um, yeah, no, I'd like to be able to put some music to that. And sometimes I can like run the game in the background and just use like the starting screen from the game itself. However, 7 Days to Die, it's one of those games where it comes and goes with sound, and it will make you think that the screen's locked up. So I don't want to do that. Morning, Hexen. Welcome back. You didn't get to see it yesterday, but my dwarf colony died. We got down to two infants left. Everybody died of thirst, and yeah. So I'll be starting a new colony next Sunday. Yeah. So hopefully that'll be interesting since I've learnt a lot more anyway about that. I'll be able to actually, you know, apply some of it. Need to adjust my sound a little bit. Let me know if this is loud. I can't ever tell with 7 Days to Die. Sometimes it gets real loud. I still had my headphones up from when I was like listening back to some stuff. Oh, you saw it. Yep. Yeah. No, I'm glad that I learnt a lot with Dwarf Fortress. At least before they died, I was really impressed that they didn't just die before like the end of their first winter. I really did think that it was just going to be, hey, I didn't make it that long because I didn't have it paused, but they actually made it to their third spring, I think. Third spring? Yeah. And I think I don't know yet. I don't know how long it takes for the children to like level up and stuff. Move, drone. Um, but yeah, it would have been interesting if those kids had been able to, hold out the fort, so to speak, until they got older. But then I don't know whose kids they were, so that's like one of those like Adam and Eve situations. Oh, drone. You know what? You can go back in my inventory for now because you're just going to get in the way. My drones have this thing where they love to just get in front of wherever I'm harvesting and hope for the best that, I can't harvest that thing. Also, I'm growing this tree here. I'll just show you guys. For those of you who haven't actually been to my base, I'll just give you a quick show around. So I actually had some trees over here. I had a wall of trees, and I ended up harvesting that off stream last week just because the chainsaw is horribly loud, and I didn't want to subject everybody's ears to that. And I'm like, I need to cut them down. But that's the height of what it grows, a normal tree out in the snow. And this is the height of a tree that's growing in dirt or a farm plot. So it's quite a substantial difference, to be fair. But this is my base, so I'll get down on my wall so you can sort of see. And yeah, so I built this from the ground up, and it's 3 wide with a fourth, so like one brick down the bottom just to prevent zombies from digging. But most of it's metal. I think some of this middle one is like cobblestone. That's fine. That's Grim's car. Grim, you left your car. And let's see, we've got a couple of drones around here too that are not mine. They're my friends. And yeah, so my land claim's down underneath there somewhere. And I've got all my 300 odd plots. I think it's 350 farm plots at the back. This is the front of my base. So I'll just go in and show you around. So we've got like this smoking sort of area out the front. I don't smoke, but my friends do. So I thought it'd be funny to kind of like put some seating out here. It is incredibly bright in here, but it's kind of like the idea is that it's insulated because we're in the snow. So I don't know if this stuff would actually insulate very well, but if it does, could you imagine? This is kind of like my kitchen medical kind of storage. So, you know, drinks, food, etc. We sold like half of everything in this place, by the way. I just had so much of everything, like everything. My kitchenette. This is my room in here. My safe, my bookcase, and stuff. And then over here, we've got more like, you know, the workshop kind of area where, you know, resources and whatnot. Bullets. We sold, we didn't quite sell half, but in saying that, this was kind of full with about 2 to 3 rows of other ammo. So it probably is about almost half of the total ammo sold, except for this one. I could not sell enough of that. And then we've got some spare items for visitors, and we've got like that's really just a spare item for visitors as well. But like all this is kind of like I get it in a box and I want to keep it. Oh yeah, the neighbors are mowing your place again. That's all right. Like I'm not that stressed about whether or not you guys are able to like, you know, play in the late game. It is like really late game for us. It's like we're level 241 kind of thing. So um I'm mostly just getting around and enjoying like just milling around on the server anyway. Not doing anything particularly special. This is our work area. I think I finished all my yucca smoothies. Yeah. My chem table. I only made one of those because after you get your like chem station perk up, that thing is like lightning fast. There's no point having two of them. So I'll just take you guys upstairs. If I can get up here. I don't always make it up on the first jump, but this is my furnace area. We've got a lot of like natural lighting, and then these are identical bedrooms basically, except the other room doesn't have these side tables, so they are the same. We have spare bedroll for people to just put down if they're in the area. You know, got windows and stuff. Back balcony to come out and smoke on or whatever. Um, Takes you up onto the roof, and here's where I keep my generators and batteries and whatnot. I haven't had to refuel these for a very long time. They've been lasting pretty well since I've got the 6 type batteries. Go back down here and shut this door. But yeah, then we go out onto balcony, and both of them have a front balcony. That's a trader over there, by the way. I literally just decided I was going to live directly across the road from the trader. Mind you, it's really good sometimes because you can hear when he opens and shuts and when he's about to shut, so you kind of get a warning before nighttime happens, which is nice. But sometimes it just scares the crap out of me. Yeah, so that's basically the base. I'll take you out the back. So out here, I normally have like a whole heap of mushrooms growing out on this, and I've harvested them all and I've sold a heap of them. But down here, I've got all my farms and whatnot. You would have noticed that I have no actual entryway into my base, and that's because we've got feral scents on at night, and that's also why my walls are so heavy, and why I've got nothing that connects to the ground. Is just feral scents is kind of like if you're just on the ground somewhere, or if you're low enough to the ground, you make any kind of sound, they just come for you. So yeah, I built a solid wall. I made no point of entry. They if I get a horde, they just run from side to side. They don't know which wall to smack on, so it's pretty good. I do like having an entryway because you know then you can actually bring bikes and stuff inside. Whoops, like that's our other friend's bike. Let's get up here. Yeah, so this is my place. I also have those 2 boxes just down the front as well for like drop off storage for guests coming by that you know maybe want to just dump off some stuff and just not keep it in their car or something. But yeah, I also have only been kind of planting sort of what I need for certain resources because I have got just about everything. It's going to be so hard to see underneath here. This tree. I crouch down. No, that doesn't make it better. There we go. If you notice, I have a red line just here as well. So I glassed it back to my base. We've got don't drop anything is what our game's set to. So if I'm somewhere else and my inventory is full and I've got a broken leg and all this stuff and it's just going to take me forever to get back, I just scrap a glass jar and get it to eat that, and I just transport straight home immediately. And obviously I get the death penalty, which, I've got near death trauma, but by the time I harvest this garden, this should be gone anyway. It's kind of like my easy way of getting rid of it, honestly. In this game, I should actually have some information on that. So, let's see. I guess it doesn't really say a specific date or anything, and it doesn't really show me being alive for that long because I keep glassing it. But I would probably have to say um, maybe June last year, maybe longer, has been how long I've been playing it. And generally speaking, when I play 7 days, because it was definitely before I was streaming, I would be playing for sometimes I'd hop on and it was like, oh, easy 4 hours. Sometimes I'd hop on and I'd be still playing like 24 hours later and have only gotten up for like a couple of toilet breaks and a drink or food or something, I do play this pretty excessively. So, also, we have a 300 multiplier on our XP and Blood Moon's day 28. That was a collective decision on the day 28 between the server, all the people that play on it. Mostly just for a reason that it was too frequent with the feral sense, and just, in general, it allows us to spend a little bit more time doing certain tasks and quests and stuff like that without being like, oh, here's Blood Moon, fight the zombies, try to repair it, and try to scavenge to get a little bit of stuff, and then kind of move on. Like it wasn't allowing us to progress and do like mining or other tasks. However, eventually when they do change this to Alpha 21, whenever that is, I'll probably run this straight off my computer instead of off the server, and I'll probably have to keep it either 7 or 14 days to kind of like allow for the extension that Twitch has. So that'll be interesting. It'll be pretty interesting for me because there's a few things that'll change. Like we won't have glass jars to just like glass our way around the map, and yeah, the blood moon will be more frequent, and there'll be other stuff as well. So that'd be cool. I actually brought my drone down for this because I thought I wouldn't have enough inventory space, but I'm doing pretty well. Yeah, I've harvested those 2 chrysanthemums. I don't really need the chrysanthemums, the red flowers, but I have had them out for a while and I kind of want to change them over for a bit. So far I've had a absolutely colossal desert base, ages and ages ago. That was the water treatment plant, and it was just mental. I did almost all of that with just like, I think just a hammer. For the most part, I did it with one of those like, pickaxes or whatever it is that you get, the stone pickaxe, the most basic, basic tool that you get, this thing. Like I built a huge base with that thing once. And then we kept having the problem where zombies kept spawning inside and rushing us whenever we got back from big quests. So we thought that perhaps if we put down a second land claim, it would fix it, and it didn't. You'd have to try this new alpha solo for a few days, see what it brings, huh? Yeah, I'd say that would probably be worth it. Like, the main thing is that when it comes out, I'd be pretty excited to play, but I'd be concerned about it doing, like, any crashes or off. We've had it once before where we've loaded into a server. We've got the time, we've generated a map, got in, and we ran up to the first building, and the building disappeared. And it turned out that you couldn't get close to a single building or POI on the map at all. It would just disappear, and you'd just have a shadow. So I'd be concerned about like little things like that. But I think I'd probably start it up, and like if people want to play, they could get on and play, and if they don't, then that's no mind, you know? The way I'd see it anyway. Let's get up here. Alright, so everything's harvested except for this tree, and I do just want to be loud for just a quick second, so just mind your ears. That's still 900, so it's not even fully grown yet. I'm not sure if it will fully grow. Come on. There we go. I'll leave it for a couple days longer. I'll leave it to like maybe 102 and see if it gets any taller or any sort of more than 900, because I've been kind of like just coming over and whittling at it every so often and just seeing. But it doesn't, it's been on 900 for a little bit now, and I'm thinking in the farm plots they don't get any bigger than that. Okay, so let's go chuck some stuff inside. Seeds. Okay, so I have like a whole heap of seeds of everything, but I just want to chuck everything in here and see what I've got. Oh, they only get to 900. Okay, well that's fair.
Just to let you folks know, the Trader Joel's will be closing soon.
All right, so he is closing. I was gonna see how long it takes me with like all the mining and stuff in like the food sense or whatever, and then I was gonna head my way over to the wastelands, try to do a couple more quests over there. I think he's at level, I don't know if I can see that at all. Let's see, quests. Did I accept one? No. Oh, he'd be at tier 2. That was probably the last one I did, most likely. Yeah, tier 2 is with him. The guy across the road's only like tier 5 or something, but he's all snow map quests, and I kind of want to get the Wasteland Trader guy up a bit more because it's just so much harder over there to do anything. Yeah. You can go back to being quiet. Let's see. What was I doing? Okay, so seeds. I'm still trying to make yucca smoothies as like a food alternative for my person. So I will go plant them. I'll probably plant about half of that. The blueberries can come with me again. I wouldn't mind planting some pumpkins in those little like planter thingies, so we'll see how that goes. And we'll take some corn. Can't hurt to put some corn down. And I'm really lacking in potatoes. They'll do it. See how that goes. I think everything else is mostly good. Also, I'll be outside at night, so I'm thinking maybe it might attract, you know, zombies. Maybe it won't. We'll find out. Yeah, so something I actually quite like about these mushrooms is the fact you can just put them on like anything. Every so often I stuff up and I just put them in midair and they fall, but I don't really mind. No real loss. I was trying to get this even, but I can always grab more. Alright. I was going up 3. Let's turn the light on. Alright, I won't be able to reach that top one, honestly. That was kind of a bit of a mess up. Do I have... Yeah, I've got more mushrooms. See how that goes. Think about that. And I was going to maybe put down more yuccas, but we'll see how this goes. Yeah, so I'm not expecting today to be like as crazy as some of the other days where I've just gone into the wastelands and, you know, at nighttime it's been like a horde night on a regular night. What I'm hoping to do is maybe get into those areas, and if I have to at night, I'll take on nighttime quests. It saves me doing like multiple trips, if that makes sense. Alright, almost there. Sweet. Okay, now I just kind of got to figure out how to get this one down up here. I could put a thingy. Whoops, too high. No, I'm going to need a box. Yeah, just give me one of these. This will do it. Oh yeah, I could not tell you for the life of me how many boxes this place is built with. No goddamn idea. Especially since, like, underneath here, like, each thing, like that thing on its own, that little T-bar is one, the thing above it's one, that thing there is one, you know. Um, so yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of boxes with this place. Okay, I wanted to put the pumpkins in. I think generally we play. Oops, it doesn't matter which way that's going, but it's going that way apparently. I think generally we play these games till usually about probably level 200, um, before we're kind of like at end game kind of stuff. I generally will keep playing for quite a lot longer than everybody else, just because I'm like, well, you know, I don't really mind at this point that I've got so many levels. I think 300 or about that is the maximum level. I'm not sure. I've been 300 before, but I just don't remember if that's where it caps with the perks. Uh, wait, I forgot to actually look. Yeah, no, I did my points last time. Sweet. I wasn't sure about that. I kept forgetting to just do anything with my perks, and I had like 20 plus of them. I'm also hoping if I kind of stay in a town for a little bit longer than normal, I might end up getting a few hordes, because last time I actually barely encountered zombies at all. It was kind of like I got a few zombies, but it was mostly related to the quests that I was doing and maybe like surrounding zombies. That was kind of it. Honestly, a little bit disappointing, to be fair. Oh yeah, I used that kind of farm plot. I know you can make the ones that stand prettier above ground and all sorts of shapes and stuff like that, but so far the only thing I've found with those is when you're trying to place something, the vegetable or whatever ends up like clipping down into it. So even if it's like there, it clips down there. So it's really quite frustrating. So I'll use these ones. I don't really care. I could have also terraformed this into just soil. It does take quite a bit of effort. But yeah. Yeah, let's throw the corn down next. I don't really need a lot of super corn, but it does sell, and you can make it into a few different things. I think like glue and other stuff. It's not bad to have. Kind of wish it hadn't like sat down there. Yeah, give me this. Yeah, I sell to. Well, you can do both. Okay, so the guy across the road that said he was Trader Joel and he was closing, he's generally speaking the guy that you kind of like. You know, if I have this, you know, it sells for 67 or whatever. I think for. I don't know if that's for one or if that's for all. Give me a second. It's 64, no sell price. Okay, so yeah. So for a stack, it's 67. Um, so I can just kind of like keep doing that. And because I grow basically infinitely, I can just pick up stuff and go across the road. But he'll only take 3 of one type of thing. So he'll only take 3 stacks of corn or 3 stacks of potatoes, and he won't take any more than that. Sometimes, if it's something you're selling excessively across the map to all the different traders, they'll take less. They're very kind of switched on with what you're doing with this now. But there's also there's another sort of thing you can do as well. You can have player vending machines, and it's kind of uh, like in the traders there are vending machines. And there are vending machines all over the map that you can use the coins, these coins, Duke tokens. You can use those to purchase like cans of food or boosters and stuff like that. Like for instance, rock busters give me. I know it's very hard to see on that angle. It gives me 20% mining harvest for 10 minutes, and it gives me 5 food because it is food. And kind of like the description is, it's like Jawbreaker's got nothing on us. Increase the amount of wood or stone that you harvest with mining tools. So yeah, you can, storing up these could be really useful for that kind of stuff and buying stuff from the trader. Um, but yeah, the actual vending machines, there are some, and then you can buy one, or some of the traders have vending machine options available that you can rent. And the idea is that a player runs past your trader on the map and they go up to that particular vending machine and they go, okay, is there anything in it? Um, I don't generally use them just because on our server we pretty much have like a share mentality. It's like if I've got the garden, I'm willing to make the food and share my food or bring it for like certain quests and stuff like that to keep everybody happy. Um, Not that I have to, but I like to. It's something that I just do. And same sort of thing. It's like, if somebody particularly has a lot of steel tool parts, they might trade me for, 20, 40 coffees or something like that, if that's, what's available. So we kind of generally share for the most part. But I think if it was kind of like open to anybody coming and going, I'd definitely have vending machines for that, because my base would be locked down and basically all these boxes, like these, you see it says unlocked. I'm pretty sure, I think one of the boxes over here, no, it used to be this one, I think, with the explosives in it, but you can change it to being locked or putting a password on it. So if you're playing with people that you're not really familiar with for a public server, you can lock it, and then only I can open my box that I've made, or I can put a passcode on it and tell that to my actual friends and say, hey, this is my code to my stuff in my base, and you're welcome to it if you want. And all they've got to basically do is just scribble that down, and whenever they come by, they're welcome to anything. um, but yeah, so far we haven't really played with public server. We did it once by accident. I forgot to set the settings to being private. That was kind of a mistake, because unfortunately some fellow popped in right as we realized that it was set to public, and he was super keen to go. He was keen to play on the server, but we literally were just in the process of changing it to private. So that was a little unfortunate for him. I want to grab a couple more yuccas and more of these. Um, so I can make seeds and stuff. I've got recipes for seeds and all sorts of stuff. Uh, so, because I have I have a lot of perks. Like I said, it's pretty late game for me, but generally one of the ones that I get is living off the land. And so when I'm harvesting something barehanded, I get additional seeds, and I get more corn and stuff like that, like more food off it. And then I've got the, this one. No, Master Chef. So yeah, on Master Chef, you go down this and you kind of like learn to do different cooking skills. Like this one gives you potatoes, cornbread, teas, coffee, and you cook faster. As you go higher, you use less resources and stuff like that. So it's really good. Um, that's one thing they're allegedly gonna change in the future, is instead of us getting a magazine, um, yeah, I can harvest with any tool, but I get more with bare hands. There used to apparently be really a fair few versions ago. There used to be a mining hoe, and you used to use that to tend to your land. However, I've never played with that before. I've never seen it myself, so it must have been the version before I started playing. But yeah, generally speaking, I used to run around with the axe, just a stone axe. This thing is like the greatest thing ever. Also, that sound is the seeds being made, if you're wondering. Um, so yeah, the stone axe literally is like a stone plant and wood. And the reason why it's so great is, for the beginning of the game, all you have to do is run around and, for instance, there's two stones right there. and I could just pick those up, and I've got part of a stone axe already, or a repair kit immediately to repair my stone axe. So it's kind of good in that sense. That's right. I was planning to here.